Okay, so we're back with the, yeah, I thought I'd come back with the TT01e. Some more upgrades. I've not had a chance to take it out yet, but I did a video a little while ago on what I was going to upgrade, and I was going to take it out. Unfortunately, work, and it's just been too hot. It's been like 30, well, recently 31, 32 degrees here in the UK, so yeah, a bit hot, a bit too hot to go and stand on a runway. So I thought I'd take this opportunity and do a few more upgrades for my TT01e. I've done one wheel already. I've done this one here, and what I did is I changed the normal bearings that were on there. They were the ball raced, you know, they were what they call the ones that got like dust covers on them. They're called something, aren't they? I can't remember the proper name for them, but they had them on anyway, and it had some aftermarket universal joints, and that was it basically. So I've done this side, works well. I'm going to work on the other side here. Now, one of the main differences I've noticed right off the bat, there's hardly any movement in this wheel now. And that nut's not like mega tight, it's not like Bruce Banner tight, but there's a bit of play, not much. This side, this is just the standard aftermarket universal joint. It's exactly the same, and you can probably see quite a lot of wheel wobble there. So providing when I put the new ones on, it's got less play, my theory would work. So my theory would be, you can buy aftermarket stuff, third party, it's all great. I've had it on this car forever, but when you buy proper, I suppose, named brands, you know, for example, Tamiya, Kyosho, Schumacher, in this case, yeah, racing, and it's, you know, it's for this kit. The tolerances would seem a little tighter, they fit better. I suppose that's what you're paying for, isn't it? So if you're going to pay the money, you're going to get better quality products. That tends to go through in most purchases. It seems that way in RC as well. The standard item and is an upgrade of the same item. In most cases, I would say 95% of the cases, the upgraded part is far superior. But anyway, so we're going to crack on. I'll get you back on. I'm going to remove the wheel and take the pin out, remove the shaft, then I'll be back on. Okay, the half shaft's out and the bearings. This is the half shaft. That's just an aftermarket universal joint. Works all right. I mean, it's, there's no real problem with that. Works fine. These are the bearings that I put in. They're the ones that have got like the, because I put them on the axles, on the hubs. They've got the dust. What are they called? Sealed bearings. That stop the dirt and water, I guess, going in, and the oil that's in there coming out. I'll come back to that. So that's the aftermarket universal joint, and that there is the air racing one. There's quite a bit of difference. Looks pretty much the same, not quite as bulky around this bit. Looking close up, the actual shaft's slightly thinner on there, so it's probably a little bit less weight. Look at that. The end, exactly the same, to be honest. So yeah, but we'll put those on. Now, interestingly, I don't know if you remember, but I bought some high-speed bearings for this, which was a little bit dubious. You know, you buy this stuff and you think, well, is it going to work? Is it worth it? Well, we'll find out, won't we? Now, if I say I don't want to get these mixed up, these are what I took off. I bought those separately, and there was going on. So they look the same. If I'm honest, I can't really notice a difference. So that's the bearing that came off. Spins a little bit, it's not much. This is the supposedly high speed bearing. Pretty much the same. So there's not going to be a lot in it. So probably just change. Well, I'm going to change the bearings, I think, on the axles, not the gearbox at the moment. I don't think there's much in it, but I will put a very small amount of the supplied bearing oil with the high-speed bearings to see if it sort of makes any difference. I don't think it's going to make any difference, if I'm honest with you. It's just something that's in there that I know I've put in there for an improvement. So let me just put it all back together, and I'll come back on. Let's see if the play in the end is as limited to what this side is. The back's done now, so I've got both Yeah Racing universal joints in both sides, high speed bearings in the hubs at the rear, although they feel exactly the same as the ones that's come off. But the main difference being there's no play in this wheel now at all. Not, there's clearance, but it's a much tighter, more machined fit. So that's good. It's still got that's the diff play there this way. So that's got to be a bonus. Now, just to compare, this is the front. This has the standard aftermarket universal joints in the front. Now the sort of the play that way is in the steering, but I'm more interested in this way, the camber side. If I go back that, so you can see there's definitely, considering the size of this, if I just move it there even, over a mil of movement, easy. That's this wheel. So once I've changed them and put the new universal joints on and the so-called high-speed front bearings in the front hubs, we'll see if that play's actually gone. Interesting. So I'll crack on that now. Front's all done now, so yeah, I've changed exactly the same as I did on the back. Yeah, that was a bit of a mission, mainly because I bloody Loctited these top and bottom kingpins in, which one of the bottom one came out, and I think I might have rounded a bit of it off. So on this side, 2 came out, that's fine. On this side, just the top one I could get off, and they were really tight. Let's go back and forth with the screw, and it kind of created a bit of heat within the thread, and then it was undone. Yeah, so changed the UJs all round. So if you remember on the last bit, let me show you. So the movement this way, sort of the toe track control, is the play is actually in the steering bridge mechanism. But if you remember, I tried to do some camber movement. I'll try it again, see with the bottom of the wheel. And to be honest, there's hardly any there now. So that's definitely made a difference. There's less play in completely all round the drivetrain, which should hopefully make it a little bit more stable. Yeah, so high-speed bearings, nah. I suppose if any of the bearings you put some of this oil on there, would spin easier, wouldn't they? So just to recap, I've put a new plug on, so it's better connections. I've made sure that the bullet connectors, they're not perfect, but they are on a bit better anyway. High-speed bearings on the hubs front and rear. Yeah racing. Yeah racing universal joints, which has actually made the drivetrain a lot tighter. And when I mean tighter, I mean more, the machining tolerances are much closer, so it seems to be better. That's the front and the rear. I've still got a lot of high-speed bearings. I'll use that word loosely, but they must have something in them with the oil. They do feel slightly less friction, I suppose, when I was moving them, but it could be just me hoping that was the case. What's next? So a setup, caster and camber, and then we'll take it out again. It was running a little bit crabby last time. The back is definitely tighter. Nice and smooth, and the one-way diff. Not quite as free rolling, but nevertheless very smooth. Maybe that will get better, I suppose, the more I use it. He says with a bit of yeah. Anyway, that's it for now. I appreciate you watching, listening, and I'll next time you'll see this car, because as far as the upgrades are concerned, I don't intend on doing any more. Nothing that's going to make it, I mean, unless it's the gearing I can change, but I think I want to get it more stable when I'm doing speed runs in its current sort of setup. Same motor, same gearing, trying to beat my infamous, it's not that high, but it is high for these, 43 miles an hour. We'll see. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll see you next time.